Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day. So, this is the Valentine's Day episode. This is actually episode 3. Okay, so I'm ntumba. I am aka the Agape Love Speaker, aka the Bridal Designer. So, uh, there's some people that ask me, well, you're single, what you know about love, and why are you talking about love if you're single? Um, well, I'm in a stage of experiencing being love, right? So I can talk about love because I'm talking about what I am. I am what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I am what I'm talking about. So I can talk about love. Um, so today's topic, question. Question of the day: how to make a man do whatever you want. So this is my favorite. So I'm so excited to do this one. All right. So actually, let me just explain to you my mood for today. Because it's about self agape love. So I like to talk about self agape love because that should be first before you bring yourself into someone else's life. Bring your whole baggage into someone else's life. Okay, so this week's for me had like the worst week. Oh my gosh, one of the worst weeks for me. So I came to be aware that as you know, I'm an empath, right? I came to be aware that being an empath is actually a defense mechanism. Okay, so I became aware of where it first started because when you meditate, things just come up. It's like a therapy with God, like direct contact with God, and it's like He's like the divine therapy. So this is what came up this week. That being an empath is actually a defense mechanism, and I became aware of where it all started. Um, so my mom did suffer from depression, and so in order, right, to like my defense mechanism was to help her love me. So in order to do that, I had to learn how people feel, to sense how people feel. And that's what makes me an empath. Like I could sense, till now, I could sense and feel how other people feel, especially if they're feeling sad. So then all those emotions from when I was a little girl just surfaced, and I had to deal with that this week. And then I also observe how it was playing out in my current life. How, I mean, there's some, like, I have like really great girlfriends. Like, I always had like these really great female friends that are like sisters, and and really good relationship with men, right? The few male friends that I have, right? And then there are some people that are like associates and stuff like that. I mean, but then there are some people that don't even have the room, right, to even be your associate. They don't have that in their boundaries. And it's nothing personal, it's nothing personal, but my automatic defense mechanism is to help them love me. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Right? That's my defense mechanism, and then I realized I was doing that, and I didn't like it. I didn't even know I was doing that. Instead of just respecting their boundaries. Okay. So moving along, and then while all this was happening, just to tell you how my week was. While all this was happening. While all this was happening, just to tell you how my week was, I was standing on the train station, and this girl was like making fun of my hair, making fun of my parts. I know I need to do my hair over, need to get it braided over, or whatever, but she don't pay my rent. She does not pay my rent. Okay. And then I looked at her to let her know I know she's talking about me, right? And she proceeded. She proceeded to talk about me to her friend. She's like, showing to her friend how my partner to be won't need her. Oh my gosh. You don't know what I'm going through. I'll tell you, just to say that, be kind, people. You don't know what battle someone is fighting. Everybody's fighting about a battle that you know nothing of. Okay. All right. Moving right along. That's self agape love. Make sure you accept what you're feeling. Hug yourself. Don't be mean to yourself, and acknowledge what you're feeling and listen to yourself. Okay. So moving right along for the third time. Okay. Let's see. So moving right along. Okay, so the question of the day: how to make a man do whatever you want him to do. Okay. Hey. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. What's happening in spirit realm in the beginning? Okay, so one body. When everybody knows I'm very influenced by Jesus, right? So when he says one body, it means one spirit. It's nothing physical when he says one body. He's talking about one spirit, and one spirit is this agape love that we are in the fifth dimension. Okay, so we all are this one spirit or this one agape love in the fifth dimension. So what happens in the fifth dimensions? It happens in the fifth dimensions first. Whatever happens in the third dimension happens in the fifth dimension first. So when a male energy initiates, right? When he initiates, what's happening in the fifth dimension, right? It's actually he's actually initiating a will to be this agape love. Just follow along. Just follow along. Okay. So it's a will to be this agape love, right? And in the third dimension is manifesting as he's initiating something, right? Whether he's asking you out on a date, or he wants to help you out with something, or he's going after his goal to take care of you, or he's doing something to protect you. That's like usually commonly what males initiate, right? And it's already happening in the fifth dimension as a will to be this agape love, right? But we all want to be this agape love. We already are it, but we're not aware of it. So in the third dimension, our goal is to be aware that we are this agape love, right? So that's why it's important, right? When a guy initiates something, a male initiates something, for the female to acknowledge his initiation. Or in that, what's going to happen in fifth dimension, that acknowledgement turns into allowance for him to be this agape love, right? And agape love flows in one direction, and it's going to flow back to your direction. And that's going to make him want to do whatever you want him to do without you asking. And he's not going to know why he's doing it, but it's the fact that you're allowing him or acknowledging his efforts. And it will just flow in the fifth dimension, and it's going to flow back to you. So that's like it's like I hope that's making sense right now. But it's like a voodoo thing going on. And voodoo is a positive thing. It's a positive definition. There's a positive definition for voodoo. It's a holistic definition, but it has been given negative connotation. So I call it like a Jesus voodoo. But if you get what is happening in the fifth dimension, you will get everything flowing back to you in the third dimension. Okay. So it's all about acknowledging the third. It's all about acknowledging the efforts of the male energy. Okay. So and that's what makes him do. Like he's gonna want to do more, and guess what? He's gonna want to do more for you. It's gonna flow back to you. All right. All his efforts will flow back to you. Okay, because of what's happening in the fifth dimension. So I'm gonna give you an example. So I'm gonna break it down into two things, right? So the first one is acknowledging the effort, right? And the second one is just listening, actually listening to what male energy is saying. Now I say that because in this society, even females that love to be listened to don't listen. It's like we're so conditioned not to listen. And in this society, we're conditioned to especially not to listen to men. For example, if a guy has been battered and he goes to the police, they're not going to listen to him. They're going to laugh at him, right? So this society has been conditioned not to listen, especially to men's emotions. Now, when you actually listen to him, right, he's gonna want to do whatever, whatever you want him to do. Like, and without asking, he's gonna offer it, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. So when I was younger, when I noticed a guy was in love with me, I would do it with force, like ask him to do things through force. Like I would be like, well, if you love me, you would do this. If you love me, you would do that. And because the guy was so in love with me, he would do it, right? But I was using force. So now that I've been, meditating, growing, and doing the work, right? I've noticed a change recently. Like guys are offering things I used to manipulate with force. They offering. And then I was like scratching my head, like, what am I doing differently? Right? I was like scratching my head. Like, for example, last few guys I dated, one of the guys, he was like calling me, like consistently calling me. Sometimes you when you first start dating, it's like you kind of anticipate being called once a week or maybe twice a week. This guy was calling me every day. And then I was talking to him about one of my friends and how I may have to let her borrow some money from me. And he thought I was talking about me. And he was like, hey, if you need anything, you need money, yeah, I'll get it for you. I'll pay. I'll pay your rent. I'll pay. It's like, and I'm like scratching my head, like, am I wearing a different perfume or what's going on? I was like, no, it's not for me. I don't need it. Blah 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 blah. So that's like an example. They will offer it. When they feel like you listen to them and you are acknowledging their initiation or their effort or their will. Okay. And then another example was another guy I was going out on dates with. After that one, right? Same thing, like calling me consistently, texting me, how are you doing today? How's your day today? And I kept like scratching my head. Well, what am I doing differently, right? And I think I was on the phone with him, and I was like, well, I have to put together my grill, right? My barbecue grill. I was just saying that because he was like, well, what are you up to today? And then before the conversation ended, he was like, oh, did you say you have to put together your grill? I'm coming over. I'm going to come over and put together your grill. When can I come over to put, it's like, what happened, right? And sure enough, he came over, we played cards, we had a really good time. So, it wasn't about the Wu-Tang, right? It wasn't about the hanky-panky, right? So, we had fun and all this and that. And then we even forgot that he had to put together my barbecue grill now. And I was like, well, we forgot that you had to put together the barbecue grill. It was already midnight. He was like, I'll put it together now. He was like putting it together, and it was like till like 1 o'clock in the learning. And I was like, what am I doing different with these guys? Like I had gotten so good at acknowledging man's effort and initiation, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. And I had gotten really good at listening to their emotions as well, and I didn't realize I was already doing that. So I don't know if you guys know what's his name, Malcolm Harris, but he's like a relationship coach. And one day I watched him, and he said, "Lean into your feminine energy, and a guy will do whatever you want. Like he will like go out of his way." And then I was like, this is what's happening. Like, well, how am I, And then he did say one of the things was listening, actually listening to this guy's emotion. And then the other thing that the listening to his initiation or will, I figured that out later, because I was each time I kind of took steps back to see when they light up, those dates that I've been going out with in the past, kind of took steps back to see when they lit up. And it's usually when you encourage something, right, someone's gonna want to do it more, right? So it was always when I encourage them, or kind of acknowledge, it could be with their goal also, when I acknowledge the efforts with their goal. Oh my, it's like, that's like one of those plus things when you acknowledge the efforts with their goals, right? For a woman, it may be, oh, that you feel like you're being encouraged. But for a guy, when it's acknowledging, it's specifically acknowledging their efforts with their goals, their dreams, their purpose. That's it. Guys gonna want to do anything you want, and they're gonna offer it, and you're gonna want to, and they'll pick up what you need. They're gonna offer it, and you're not gonna do it the way I used to do it, by force. I used to do that. Okay. Yeah. So those are the two things that will make a man do whatever you want him to do, and it's not gonna be by force. Okay. So an example also is like little pointers. It's like, even when you are arguing and blah, take the time to let him finish what he's saying before you come in and say something, and have a body language of not defensive, but just sit down, or even like, kind of rub his shoulders, or an offensive, right, non-defensive body language. Okay. That way you even feel like, okay, let me take a step back, right, and listen to him. Let him finish. Even when he does finish, acknowledge his pointers. And girl, he's gonna do whatever you want. Acknowledge his pointers. It's like, okay, so you're saying that when I do this, it makes you feel, okay? Okay, that's acknowledging his pointers. Okay, so those are the 2 pointers, because it's like it's like magic. It's magic. It's like magic. Okay, acknowledging his initiation, right? Because what happens is, when you acknowledge, right? I'm just doing a review. When you acknowledge his initiation, it allows him to be agape love, right? Right. So you're allowing this agape love, and it's flowing one direction. It's flowing. All this agape love is going to flow right to you, because you're the one acknowledging it. Okay, and we are this one body agape love. Okay, and it's, don't get it confused with giving. All right, I know us women, we love to give. We just give and give and give. And do not get it confused with giving. Okay, because when you give, when you give, it doesn't make him do whatever you want, whatever you want him to do. That's a fallacy. When you give, that's not gonna make him do whatever you want him to do. Okay, it's when you acknowledge his efforts, his initiation, okay, and his will. That's gonna move him to do what you want him to do. And also when you listen to him. So those are the two things. And love, agape love is unconditional. When you give, at some point you're gonna want to get back, right? And they could sense that. Okay. But unconditional love, it just flows in one direction and it comes back to you. So you don't have to give to get back. I mean, you can give just to give, but you don't have to give to get back. Unconditional love, agape love, it just flows into one direction and comes back to you. That's it. So those are the 2 pointers. And those are the 2 pointers I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. And it's a quick result when you start doing this. It's really quick. Like each guy I went on a date with, they even sense it. They even sense that you're the type of person that will listen to their emotion. And they sense that you are the type of person that will acknowledge. You're welcome, goddess. That will acknowledge their efforts. Okay, they can start sensing it, and even other women sense it with each other. You know, you give each other the you can see like each other across from the room, and you can sense the other women can sense each other what type of woman we are. If we're the allowance type of woman, okay, give each other the gangster nod. You're gonna start sensing it, right? But most of all, men will sense this, and it's automatic. They'll start doing things for you, like that. Like those guys that would call me constantly every day, like texting me. I didn't wait a long time. It happens like instant. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you so much for letting me share this information with you. I mean, you guys are also my soulmates. We're all soulmates because we are sharing information with each other. So we are here for each other. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great Valentine's Day through your self-love, love with others. Okay. All right. You have a great day. Thank you.